Alright, we're going to do a species spotlight on these fish right here. These are a CARES species. They are the Xenotoca lyonsi. These fish are a goodeid. They're a live bearer from Mexico, the state of Jalisco, Mexico. They come from the Rio Tamazula area. Being a goodeid, they give live birth, and it's a little different than like the more common live bearers, the Basilias and the Xiphophorus, guppies, swordtails, platies, mollies, all those. The goodeids are a little different. The common name for these are the red-tailed splitfin, and it shares that common name with at least two other species. So they kind of distinguish these by calling them the Tamazula red-tailed splitfins. And the two other species that it shares the common name with are the Xenotoca azani and the Xenotoca, I'll butcher this name, Xenotoca doadrii. I may have gotten it, but I think I did. I never can say that name right. All three of those species were thought to be the same species up until 2016, when they were split into three different species. And that's why knowing your location is very important, because the three species don't overlap in location. This species, the lyonsi, is critically endangered due to its habitat being destroyed through pollution, agricultural runoff. The human population in the area is growing, and so they increase their agricultural. So you get like fertilizers running off into the rivers and streams, and different chemicals from the agriculture running off. And also, to help feed the growing population, they have stocked invasive species such as bass, like black bass, and tilapia in the river along with these guys. A big old tilapia and a big old bass against these little fish. These guys don't stand much of a chance. Where they come from, the water changes quite a bit. It can be a heavy flow and high flowing stream, or it can be a low flow, little puddle as the dry season comes. The temperatures change with seasons. It can go up to 77 degrees Fahrenheit and down to 65 or 68, and I'm referring to the water temperature. And it is very important that these guys get a cool water couple months, kind of a resting period from their breeding. But they can go up to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And the males, you can see, have the brightly colored tail there. The females, not so much. They'll get up to about 2 inches. In the natural habitat, they'll have a mud and rock for the substrate. They're an omnivore, and they focus more on the vegetable matter in the natural habitat, just because some of the other species that they're with focus more on meat-based. So focusing on the vegetable matter gives them a little more opportunity. They are an opportunistic grazer, so they'll graze on some algae and stuff like that. In a tank setup, they do like rocks, wood, different things like that for hides. They also like heavy planting in the corners and stuff to give them plant cover. Suggested tank size, minimum tank size 20 or 30 gallon. They're very, I was going to say very fluid, but they can go back or forth as far as flow, but they do usually do best with a moderate current. You can keep them outside in like the spring, summer, and fall, as long as your water temperature doesn't get down to 63. Once it gets to 63 degrees, you definitely want to bring them inside, because they don't do well below that temperature at all. And they do best with heavy water changes, even up to 80% a week. And I had some fry in here. I'm sure you've seen them swimming by, but the fry are fairly large when they're born. There's a fry there. Let's see if we can get close on the male here. The anal fin there, the fin on the bottom right before the tail. If you can kind of see, it has the notch in it. It kind of looks like a mitten, sort of. If it would focus. And that is the fin that they use for their reproduction. That's where they get the name split fin. I can see it on this guy here. And then the female there, you can see, just has a standard anal fin, no split. These are more, let's use the term bolsterous fish. They can hold their own with some of the Central American cichlids, like the fire mouse, some of the convicts, different species like that. You don't want to go with the bigger ones that might see these as a tasty little treat, but they can hold their own against the smaller to medium-sized Central American cichlids. But yeah, being critically endangered, they definitely could use our help. Spread awareness about their their existence and their habitat, and the importance of habitat preservation, conservation of the species. Alright, if y'all have any questions or comments, drop them in the comments section below. If you aren't subscribed, you know what to do. And give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know what you think. And we'll see you next time.